Ah, female emotional support demon, you're so beautiful. Oh, well, good evening, laddies, lasses, and lassos, and welcome to the click. You smell absolutely astounding today, and don't let anyone else lie to you and tell you otherwise. Females, a trademark. What are females, actually? Well, who the heck knows? I have never seen a female. Have you seen a female? Didn't think so. But I figured out that together we would dig through the depths of the internet to try to find out together what females truly are.
Oh God, Click, please don't gather takes about women from the internet. F*** me.
Haha, fret not, miscellaneous fan. How bad can it be? Enjoy. This is, it's gonna be pretty bad, isn't it? Oh, why are you so tight?
God forbid a girl ain't a hoe. Yes, you tell them, queen. 163,000 likes.
Man, that's great. Is this Bad Women's Anatomy, or is this just a pick-me girl? Is this a woman running this profile? That's sort of an impressive grift, isn't it?
Just pulling in all those 15-year-old Tate fanboys or whatever.
How to build a wholesome online supportive community. One-on-one. Oh, yes, indeed. Girls mature faster, so...
They should be given more positions of power and authority. No, boys should be taught to look at them for guidance and leadership.
No, but that's why older men are attracted to them. Oh my God! Ooh, did we just stumble into some chronically online manosphere debate about age gap relationships? Man, that's a fun topic for the whole family, isn't it? You know what's so funny about this debate in particular? I remember scrolling the internet a few weeks back looking for content for videos like this, and I saw a lot of people being genuinely upset that like men in their 30s was picking up 20-year-old women because it took away the entire dating pool for the young men and they didn't stand a chance. But if you go outside, like actually go outside, most people, like 90% of people, date people that are within a couple of years of themselves. That's like the absolute overwhelming norm. I feel like the internet and real life are just different planets at this point. It's so fascinating. I also think a nice little side note for stuff like this is to ask yourself, like, does this dude have friends your age too? Like, is he befriending boys and going soccer kicking or whatever with them too? And if the answer is no, and the only person of that age he's hanging out with is you, then that's probably a red flag. We're going to see a lot of these.
Today is my 50th birthday. No husband, no kids. I made the cake myself. Ooh, boo-hoo.
And I was on AI and I'm not real.
And she also looks good for 50. Damn, AI out here just milfing up the internet. Isn't that beautiful? I have seen like 20 of these, lol. Comments are either, but you're so pretty, happy birthday.
Should have picked someone in your 20s, sweetheart. Enjoy being alone.
This is obviously AI. Idiots. The amount of posts of men in their 40s flirting with clothing ads is always bigger than you could imagine. An equally cringe lemao. Oh, that is so beautiful. If you ever make the mistake of scrolling Instagram comments, which I could argue against, it melts brain cells in live time. Oftentimes, you will see people actively flirting with it. Oh, you see this clothing ad for like sweatpants? Oh, maybe my girl would enjoy these sweatpants. And you check the comments and like a bunch of 40-year-old dudes being like,
hello there, sweetheart. You look real nice today. Why are you wearing so many clothes? Oh, muy linda.
It's an ad. It's an ad, 40-year-old grandpa. Or if it's an AI account, you see the same thing if you scroll the comments. It's absolutely fascinating. It's like brain rot, but for 40-year-old dudes that don't understand what bots are, that think they have a lot of riz, but in reality they're just flirting with clothing ads on Instagram. It's a fascinating rabbit hole. I should totally make a video about that alone, because it's so funny. 45, top attorney, top 1% income earner, provider, protector, king. Looking for my queen, but better be. Is that supposed to be she? Or did something happen in the screenshot? Anyway, but better be 100% pure. No prior sexual experience. A+ in the kitchen. Fluent in silence, unless addressed. Ready to obey and serve with a smile. Virginity equals mandatory. Ooh, what a banger profile from the Rizzler himself. I cannot imagine why you're still single and looking for dates when you're 45. Who would have thunk it? Gosh, I wonder why he is single at that age with so much money. Those car seats and that unkempt beard are a dead giveaway that he isn't a top 1% earner or a top attorney. Judges at that level, in courts top attorneys appear in, would reprimand him for looking scruffy in court. Plus, attorney social circles expect a certain aesthetic, in my experience anyway, and this guy ain't it. Cheap car, bad grooming, no wife and kids at 45. He wouldn't be able to maintain the network required for such a job. You underestimate how much of a provider, protector, and king he is. Don't underestimate the Rizzler King. On their period. Uterus. Not on their period. This is obviously how it works. As a man, I am an expert on periods. Let me just real quick get my phone out and text this to all the females that I know. They will be so happy that I'm giving them this life hack. And that was the last time Click had any female friends, like I had friends to begin with. Next post.
Now that America is back and God is returning to our daily lives, it is every woman's patriotic duty to create sons to build and defend our new kingdom. Yeah, look at all these pregnant women with America flag.
Never mind that their faces are melting or whatever. That just means they're super patriotic. Even Jesus' faces is melting. Man, that's great. At least the eagle is fine. At least the eagle is doing fine. I guess we can be happy about that one. One thing I just do love about the timeline that we live in is that the line between politics and AI posting is somehow not even a line anymore. It's just like a blurred mess of cripply poopily witties. Girls and boys. Wait, what? But the implication of this is absolutely unhinged. Who made this? See? It's not the vajayjays that get looser.
It's the peepees get smaller and pointier the more time they are used.
Doctors hate this one trick. Ah yes, as an absolute slutbag, I do hate that relatable moment when you go home with someone for the first time and they're like, "Oh man, I poked my eye out on your penis. Why are you such a sloot?" And I'm like, "Sorry, I can't help that I'm a sloot bag and my PP is basically a sharpened sword." It's just like that, you know. You can't shame me for this, even though it's lethal. Going bald is worse than being violently R-worded daily. Man, that certainly is a take, isn't it? That is the pain men go through when they slowly lose their hair. It's like slowly losing their soul. Women don't care, though. They just laugh at your misery and blame you for not being Chad, and then drink their overpriced latte that was paid for by someone else. As a woman, as a survivor who's also going bald, I can 100% guarantee it's absolutely not. You know what I find so incredibly fascinatingly disconnected from reality about these sort of posts? Going bald is not fun for most people, right? I can speak of it as a man myself in my 30s, and, you know, based on many friends and stuff I have, that going bald is a concern for many and a source of insecurity. Like, how are you going to deal with it? Or are there procedures you can do for it? Or is it expensive? Or like, how would you look? Or can you grow a beard and shave it off or whatever? There are entire subreddits dedicated to people that are balding and wanting support for it, or tips, or how to rock a beard or whatever. This is a big thing for a lot of men, right? But where it completely derails is when you try to compare it to something that is like way, way worse. That'd be like me sitting and talking about like, oh my god, sometimes it's stressful being a YouTuber, you know, maybe you have to worry about YouTube giving you random strikes overnight. That's pretty stressful. Those darn kids in a war zone, they don't know what it's like for me to sit here in my home office and have YouTube give me strikes. Those darn poor orphans, they don't know what it's like. It's like, what the fuck? You could have stopped at the first part. It's like, yeah, that sounds like it kind of sucks, but then you just compare it to something completely unhinged, and that's where you lose everyone. What? A New York Post. Trump backs $5,000 baby bonus for new moms in bid to reverse declining birth rate. Sounds like a good idea. Okay, based on what I know about like American healthcare and stuff, is $5,000 even enough to like get you out of the hospital after the baby plops out? I don't think it is. The White House has been hearing out a choir of ideas in recent weeks for persuading Americans to get married and have more children.
an early sign that the Trump administration will embrace a new cultural agenda pushed by many of its allies on the right to reverse declining birth rates and push conservative family values. One proposal shared with aides would be reserve 30% of scholarships for the Fulbright program, the prestigious government-backed international fellowship for applicants who are married or have children. Another would give $5,000 cash baby bonus to every American mother after delivery. Another little side comment, apart from $5,000 not taking you super far down the path of parenthood, is that if you're willing to get kids because someone will give you $5,000, you should not have fucking kids! The amount of unhinged, insane parents this is gonna give rise to is absolutely bewildering! A third calls on the government to fund programs that educate women on their menstrual cycles. In part so they can better understand when they are ovulating and able to conceive. Okay, I have a better idea. What about I don't know, paid parental leave or affordable fucking housing? Maybe that would work. That seems to be, part of the combination that have made people in the past willing to have kids. And, if you do this kind of thing with $5,000, the people that get kids for these reasons aren't the people you want having kids, okay? How much does it cost to raise a child? A 2023 study by Lending Tree estimated that the average annual cost of raising a child has climbed to $21,000, a 19% increase from 2016, bringing the total estimated cost per child of almost $400,000 over 18 years. But at least you got that little $5,000, that will get you halfway out of the hospital. After that, you're on your own. So then when you're broke again, just have another kid. It's easy. If you have one kid, you maximize it. So you have one kid, no recovery time every 9 months. You can make, I guess $5,000 a year. This is a horrible idea, isn't it? Ooh, but if we bring it into the calculator, we find out that it represents 1.28% of the total cost of raising a child. If you walk into a store and you see something on sale, and they have reduced the price by 1.28%, would you even mentally recognize it as a discount? I don't think you would. The amount of discount that this gives is so insanely tiny. It's ridiculous. And it would also encourage people to have kids for the entirely wrong reasons. It's ooh, let's get a kid so we can have a quick fix of cash. That's a nice motivator to start a family and totally gonna be, in a healthy environment. Poor fucking kids, man. Dear God. You have a unique physiognomy. Physiognomy? Is that geometry for your body? I guess that's a word now. You have a unique physiognomy. You have been selectively bred for 1,000 generations to be a prostitute. I don't mean this as an insult at all. You are a born sex worker. It is remarkable.
Chronically online guy when he sees a woman with naturally large honkers.
My dude. When you see someone that you find attractive, humans have a tendency to glance. Everyone does that. If you're walking down the street and you're nice. Perfectly fine. Everyone does it. Men, women alike. Everyone glances over at people who have the curves that can turn eyes around, What you don't do is write whatever the fuck this is on twitter.com.
When a woman touches me, a man, I am generally happy. But when I, a man, touch a woman, there is a chance it could be considered assault, resulting in psychological scars such as PTSD, depression, among others.
Okay, I'm just gonna point out, where do you live when everyone is just going around touching each other randomly for no reason, just ha, 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 ha.
There are a few thoughts that I have regarding this little comic strip, right? It's a little bit weird,
Because where I come from, in little Swedenland or whatever, people tend to hug each other or whatever when they meet and they're friends and that kind of stuff. So, men and women touching or whatever is sort of normal, It's not that big of a deal. Number two, don't go around fondling people in public that you don't know, okay? No matter which direction it's in. Number three, I'm assuming this comic is written in the perspective that, if that one woman that I happen to be interested in is fondling me in public, then it's fine. But you probably wouldn't want anyone to just go up and fondle you in public. But you're going up and fondling anyone. I don't know, man. This is so... What is this? This is so weird. Is this a real comic? Bruh.
Women, please don't deny these truths. 5 shocking myths good men need to know about sex and their wives.
I would probably ask my wife first instead of this YouTube channel, but okay. Oh, we have more videos, and they all have like identical thumbnails. Withholding sex is dissociation. If your wife is withholding sex, have her watch this. No, I'll probably just talk to her. I'm going to be absolutely honest, fam. I think talking to your partner, one way or another, like, this is pretty gender-neutral advice, okay? If you're going through something in a relationship, and your partner comes with you, hey, watch this little unhinged YouTube channel, and you'll understand. I think that's like a fast track to a breakup, no matter who it's coming from, okay? Don't do this. He is never just a friend. What are the signs your wife is having an emotional affair? I mean, I could sort of get behind some of these topics if it's like gender neutral, right? Like you know, people being distant or whatever in relationships can happen to anyone. But the fact that it's always like the woman doing it in perspectives like this is a little bit weird, man. Oh, this thumbnail is different. Women, our behaviors matter. 5 behaviors your wife must change to have a successful marriage. Okay, I guess wash the dishes more or something like that. It probably is, right? Yeah. Or always say yes. It's probably one of those. Oh my god, it keeps going. It's just pages and pages and pages of the same damn thumbnail. This is why your husband stopped trying. We don't play fair. We have a master plan. We never forgive. Your good man is waiting for you. We break down the essence of a good man. What a wicked web we have. Women are the problem and the solution. Women, we need to heal our brokenness. Women, stop these immoral behaviors. Which type of woman are you? No, it keeps going. There's even more. Is this channel made by a man or a woman? Like the little presenting figure is a woman. Or maybe it's just AI slop. Maybe it's just AI slop. I don't even want to look it up. It's slop, okay? It's slop. Don't worry about it. If men's armor looked like women's in games, ooh woo, by Mer Studio, yas, slay queen. Honestly, this is the solution to everything, you know? It's like, oh my god, why is it only hot women in video games? Make everyone hot! That's the equality that we want. Just make everyone hot and everyone wear bikini armor and equality is solved and everyone is happy. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. I should be a game developer. In all seriousness, why are black women so comfortable with failure? This is really bothering me. She looks so sweet, feminine, and natural, yet the relationship with her cat is the best relationship or connection she could maintain. She's so proud of having a pet because it's a substitute for a husband and children. You would have to compete with a cat to deal with her. What a waste. Leave that beautiful, busted stuff where you found it. It's just some random picture about a woman vibing on her couch, and there is like a cat. I'm gonna be honest, man, posts like this try so hard to paint whoever they found in this picture as like some miserable or unhinged person or whatever. But the text itself, when you take a step back, is just so unbelievably unhinged. You just painted this entire story about this random person who just happens to have a cat at home. How do you know she doesn't have a husband? How do you know that she even wants a husband? Or like, whatever. You know nothing about this person. This is all your headcanon, and you have like projected your made-up frustrations regarding it onto this random picture that we have no background about. Like, this is just fan fiction. This is rage bait fan fiction about some person sitting on a couch with a cat. And also, if you have such strong opinions about it and you really don't want to date someone who has a cat, just don't date someone who has a cat. It's pretty easy. Most people in the world don't have a cat. It's a pretty simple recipe, you know. There's one thing to have a preference in dating, or maybe you're allergic or whatever. I don't think it's the case here, but as an example. But to be so, like, unhingedly angry about people who you're not dating anyway, and why they wouldn't fall into your dating pool, is absolutely insane. Why do you waste hatred on shit like this? Dear God, do you have any real problems in your life? Never marry a girl who has male friends, has multiple ex, dance on Instagram Reels, seeks attention from random men, and thinks freedom is wearing revealing clothes. Yes, indeed. God forbid a girl goes to the beach to enjoy a sunny day. Yes. This list is sort of giving some kind of undercover abuser vibes, right? She's not allowed to have friends, male friends I suppose, but you bet this person's going to be controlling about any friends. She can't have any previous relationships, which also means that she won't have any point of reference to what you could expect from a relationship and how much you should expect to invest in your partner and how much of an opinion they should have in your life and so on and so forth, right? You shouldn't have any social media basically, and if you do interact with any men on any level is going to be seen as attention-seeking, even if it's just colleagues or whatever. And you also cannot wear what you want to wear as clothing. Basically, this whole list is just poorly disguised, super controlling behavior, and it's kinda yikes. It's women waiting till their 30s to have kids. It is literally that simple. Propaganda pushes them to waste 18 to 25 in college, prepping for a career when those are prime years for starting a family. Just inverse the propaganda, and this problem disappears.
One-income households? What? In this economy?
Considering the number of men who abandon their families, I would say it's basic common sense to be self-sufficient and financially stable for reproducing.
And also, like in this economy, good luck paying rent on one salary for a place that's big enough for like a bunch of kids.
I'm sorry, but this is statistically not the case. Women initiate divorce far more than men. Men don't seem to be the issue.
I had 2 children in my late 20s. Are we not family?
You are. But 2 things. 1, I do not care about you, only the statistical average. 2 children is still beneath replacement. But congrats on the kids. It is commendable to be a mother regardless, but I would not encourage your story to be optimal.
That is free choice. It's also much easier to have kids once you're established and have college out of the way.
I wouldn't consider myself a gambling man, but I'm willing to bet a large number of plushies that the person writing this post does not have what it takes to be a trad husband for his hypothetical trad wife and multiple kids and house and 2 cars and etc. etc. That isn't really the economy we live in right now. Like, even if you toss all the other stuff out the window, you know, I for example want my partner to be self-sufficient because it means that you choose to stay together. That's how a relationship remains healthy, and you're kind of like on equal footing, and you can make decisions together, and you have a genuine life partner, right? That's always been how I look at it, at the very least. But even if you want to put like those relationship philosophies out the window, it even isn't economically feasible for like 99% of people to have a constellation like this at the moment. So like you're talking out of your fantasy butt, both in economical terms, but also in like realistic terms of what relationships actually look like on average. You're just completely silly. Go outside and eat grass.
Men would rather be in the woods with a bear too. A bear won't falsely accuse you of essay and ruin your life. Oh, we're bringing the bear debate back. Isn't that absolutely good? But who would you believe? Would you believe a bear if it went out on Twitter and said that your favorite frickin' Roblox YouTuber was shitty? You know, would you believe the bear?
That's the next thought experiment coming to twitter.com next week. Stay tuned for the juicy debates on twitter.com.
It's funny how after the birth of a baby, announcers declare that mother and baby are doing fine. What about the father?
Fathers don't usually die during childbirth. Bro thought he was cooking, but it turned out to not even be edible.
I do ab posts like this every day because it is a crowning achievement as a woman. Look at them abs.
Hot take. Slightly overweight girls like this are very attractive.
What on earth do you mean slightly overweight? I swear to God, social media and anime have completely f***ed their idea of what like a body is supposed to look like. It is insane. And this goes for both men and women, by the way. None of us are escaping like the unreasonable expectations of beauty standards and bodies and that kind of stuff. I think one important thing to keep in mind, and this is something that I have experienced myself as well, because I do a decent chunk of weightlifting,
and sometimes I do some cheeky poses on the gram.
Check out my gram in the description. But usually, even for me, and I'm not a professional in any of this, when I post a picture, it is like the best I will ever look, right? It's usually right after a pump, it's in good lights where all the shadows fall on your muscle the way they're supposed to. You probably pop like 15 different selfies and pick the best one that has the best angle and everything looks the way you want it to look, and so on and so forth. I will never look like that on like a daily basis. And it's f***ing me in the photo. You know, that's the thing. So then you can also think about it like, oh my god, half the people on the social media are on steroids. Then you also have these things, and you have actors literally dehydrating and starving themselves before shoots, and so on and so forth, and then half of it is probably CGI anyway. So even like with all of this like super Hollywood professional stuff out the window, just for like casual little grammars like myself, it still very much pushes an average of how I look that is like way beyond what I actually look like on a day-to-day basis, and that is very important to keep in mind. Still kind of blows my mind that women fought for the right to experience this. I mean, you're also comparing a cubicle to being home alone with a screaming baby. You know, so it's like, Both sound like they just kind of suck.
And in the process ruined the economy and made it so middle-class families could never live off of a single income again. Good job, ladies.
You see? It's women's fault, you know? Is it a predatory system that's bad and people get stuck as rent slaves or whatever? No! It's the females. If they had just stayed home and not owned bank accounts, then everything would have been fine. Posts like this are so funny because they almost get it. You know, it's like, oh yeah, sitting in a cubicle 5 days a week sorta suck. Been there, try that, among other jobs that are way more uncomfortable. Maybe this should be a critique against, like, more flexibility to work from home, you know, on days you don't actually need to be there and so on and so forth, right? Maybe that should be the discussion. Or, you know, why the economy looks the way it does and why housing is so expensive. But no, it's women's fault because cubicles suck and things are expensive.
Women have approximately 30 years left to stop being fat, R-worded pigs. If robot GFs with artificial wombs come to exist, then it's genuinely over. 99.99% of all men would never speak to another woman again for as long as he lives. Women may literally go extinct. Your move.
But if these robot GFs have artificial wombs, won't that mean that 50% of the babies born will still be women? And won't the women just get their own gooner bots as well, you know? Yeehaw! None of us ever go outside again and have to socialize with any fucking human. We all just sit inside and play VR chat all day, and then we go to bed with our fucking boyfriend or girlfriend or fucking furry gooner bot, and that's it. And then we can even make babies with them. And then we raise babies together with a damn sex doll, because that's fun. Everyone is gonna be a single parent and raising them. Oh, look, respect your fucking mom, Timmy, even though she's a damn doll.
We have some more replies under the post. And they never get old. Women will hate this. Women explained with bananas. Isn't it ironic that we're using the phallic objects to do this anyway? So 14, they're kind of green, but 15 to 17, perfectly ripe. We're gonna have so many 15 to 17 gooner bots. That's just great. This is beautiful, man. And then we're 18 to 20 is like a little bit, and then 21, then you're basically spent. You know, an old 21-year-old fucking hag. Get this baboon off my feed, bro.
You know, my mind also wandered down the path to think about what existence would actually be like if we got to that point. And there is this sort of thing in how humans work that we tend to get addicted to things that are very easily accessible, right? Take, for example, adult content. A lot of people get addicted to adult content because it's very easily accessible as an easy fix. You don't even have to rizz up someone to get off, you know, you can just go online. Hell yeah. But it creates an addiction, it creates a dependency, and it also limits your exposure to other humans in a way that is more natural, if you will, and comes with other things, and comes with relations and positive chemicals and, you know, healthy dynamics and stuff that makes humans genuinely feel better and are healthier and that sort of stuff. So my mind just went down that kind of rabbit hole that this will just create, like, you know, a adult industry addiction times a billion in that case, and no one will ever leave their gooner cave and everyone will be chronically sad, and they will also be single parents to 10 kids by themselves together with a robot GF, because that's apparently the future that these boys want. Have you even thought about what your own ideal future, implies? It sounds fucking miserable, man.
I don't know why you would post about your period. It's disgusting to talk about that so openly. Men don't need to hear about such an unnatural thing.
I'm not sure why period is in quotation marks. I am disgusting then, and a period isn't unnatural. It's literally Mother Nature happening with women.
I put it like that because it's not even the real thing. Women just say it happens to complain about life. I'm just giving advice that men don't want to hear about it. I'm a nice guy. Ooh, I felt like a little shiver up my spine. I'm just trying to help you out.
Oh, yes, indeed, you see that. Okay, men in the audience, I have a life hack for you. Next time your GF or wife comes to you and be like, hey, honey, can you pick up some pads while you're at the store? I'm having that time of the month, and I'm kind of in a bit of pain and headaches and all that kind of jazz. Just like, oh, let me help you there for a bit, wife. Your period isn't actually real. I hope that helped. And there you go, I fixed your marriage for you. Happy marriage. Woo!
I'm a nice guy. I'm just trying to help you out. I'm dead serious. Do you think I'm stupid or something? I bet you think you're real awesome, huh? Making fun of a nice guy. Birch.
He should start a podcast. It would be roughly on par with the average podcast that is out there.
You are a leftist with big boobs and curvy butt, you say? But I am a conservative man with big pee-pee. I'm sure we could find a realistic balance. Hello? Am I wrong? Fuck you. I hope we get the worst boob sweats during summer.
Alright? Unhinged person, but sort of half a gold star for the insult. That's a nice, rare insult, I'm gonna be honest. Erase the rest, just keep the rare insult. That's kind of funny.
Buddy really wifed up the most famous naughty star of all time. What a pathetic excuse of a man.
A man has a multi-millionaire wife, baby, and is getting professional grade top on a daily basis. I bet he's doing just fine.
Problem is, that is not his baby. That baby's made up of the DNA of every man that's ever blasted inside of her.
Ooh, this little myth is still being spread on Twitter, I see. Man, that's just great, isn't it? Twitter is like its own little bubble where it will like keep debunked pseudoscience alive despite it being very much dead and debunked everywhere else in the world. That's very fascinating. Could write a paper about that. Only respecting women you're attracted to isn't respecting women. I mean, I would also argue that with dudes like this, it's probably like, you know, the nice guy act. Act nice until you get what you want, and then it turns out they weren't so nice in the first place, you know. Decent people just tend to be decent overall.
High-value men like me would never date a loud-mouth, opinionated wrench like you.
Oh no! And I'm not just stranger. I'm not attracted to refuse to date me.
My husband will be devastated. How will I tell my children this? It's a nightmare. Whatever you would, don't go. We could be so miserable together.
I kind of like this comic because they just like embrace their own cringe on a daily basis. That's kind of based, if you ask me. But also, this is very true and very funny. Why is it always these kind of people are like, I am not going to date you? Like, you know, their willingness to date people is like some valuable currency going around. Now, if someone like Henry Cavill told me they wouldn't date me for some reason, I would be genuinely sad. But if someone like this says it, I'm not sure if I care that much. Maybe it's even a good thing because, you know, it's like bug repellent or whatever. It stays away on its own. A male coworker told me a fact he learned recently. Okay, just to clarify, I work in an auto shop that's 90% dudes. This is not the first time I've had a guy pop off with some kind of misinformation about a woman's anatomy or how a woman's body works. So this coworker that I am friends with told me that he watched a video that said every woman who has naughties with multiple men, that she carries their DNA with her for years and years. It's the same piece of pseudoscience. We've had it multiple points in this video alone. Man, where's my bingo card? God damn it! And when she does get preggo by one man, all those other men's DNA is also found within the child. I asked him where he got the information and he couldn't recall, but swears that it's true and scientifically proven. To me, this just sounds like purity culture bullshit being spun to sound scientific. Are there any good resources that I can reference? Honestly, you can just Google this and find countless sources that tells you it's not true. You will actually struggle to find any sources that says it is true, apart from just like out of context weird memes posted by like these misinformation social media pages that don't actually have any real sources to them. So this one is pretty easy to debunk. Or you just tell him to like, okay, find a single source that supports this, and you will see him scramble, and that's kind of funny. You being ashamed to send your titty pic is misogynistic. If you were really a feminist, you would be comfortable showing us your body. Bobs are not sexual body parts. They are something everyone has. Don't let your internal misogyny stop you from sending nudes. Boobs are boobs, and you need to learn a thing or two about feminism. Yes, indeed, dear female, send me your boobs and I, a man, will properly label you as a feminist. It's very convenient how that works. You are welcome.
My pee-pee rubbing against the IUD strings feel like I'm playing a cello.
That's not funny. My uncle got killed by an IUD in Afghanistan.
You know that an IUD is a form of birth control, right?
Yeah, duh. He's in like 30 pieces. He's definitely not having any fucking kids. I'm a fan of dark humor, but that's pretty fucked up.
I cannot tell if this dude is serious or not. Like, is he actually believing this, or is he just joking with these people and trolling and genuinely being like, oh yeah, landmines are such good birth control. Oh my god, man.
They look so ample, despite 50+ dudes.
Despite? What does that mean in this context? You think having naughties changes your boobs?
Some string guys use too much pressure, I've heard. Like my friend said he pressed hard on my sister's balls, his girlfriend, and thought she changed a bit.
He pressed hard on my sister's balls. Alright, referring to my boobs as balls from here on out.
Ah, chesticles, if you will.
Does it mean it's like Play-Doh? Like it shapes depending on how you squeeze it? Does it also mean that handprints are like immortalized? Does it work for other body parts too? I have so many questions.
I asked ChatGPT to imagine herself and to think about me.
Please go outside, man. Please go outside, okay? Go. The outside world is pretty neat compared to this, okay? Autonomy-savvy lover slab user analyzes Abby from The Last of Us 2. Shocking conclusion, she has the body of a male.
I am shocked. Anatomy-savvy Lovers Lab users.
Lovers Lab is a platform for like adult-themed mods for video games. You know, like when you have a Skyrim character that is basically like a super honkalicious furry or whatever running around with jiggle physics. That's where it comes from, okay? The fact that this is being used as some kind of like scientific source is absolutely amazing. I love the debate climate we're in. This is great. Source: Skyrim porn mods. Having used Lovers Lab before, modders on Lovers Lab are the absolute last people who should be talking about anatomy. In Lovers Lab, human anatomy is more of a matter of metaphysical speculation rather than crude science. Oh yes, indeed. It is science indeed. The selfie of a woman.
Oh, you're so close, but no blue eyes. Hope you find a man who will settle.
That picture is from my wedding makeup trial.
Ah yes indeed, fellow males, you want to know how to lock down a baddie? Go on Twitter and be weirdly bitter about the headcanon you made about some random person's selfie. That just screams confident alpha male.
Sigh, I wish some girl could see past my looks and just like me for who I am. I love you, Robert. Yes, but you're ugly.
Man, even this yellowed out old school comic just nailed this phenomenon. American supermodel. Random Asian weather forecaster. Ah yes, an American actress playing a teenage drug addict in a TV show, and a Japanese actress playing a weather forecaster in an adult film. Source critique is great. GTA 6 Lucia.
Who would want anyone to play as a fat Puerto Rican? You can just leave her for the rest of us, bro, I guess. That's fine by me, alright?
Who wants a trad wife? Me. Who wants to be a trad husband? Yes, indeed. It's funny how that works.
A woman's idea of let's just be friends is,
hey, listen to all my problems and keep me company while I go do naughties with someone else.
So, a woman's idea of being friends is being friends?
ooh, happy family photo. But wait, it is online. And online, we have comment sections. Congratulations, you have destroyed 200,000 years of evolution. I'm sure your ancestors are proud.
I'm sure your ancestors are proud when you sit in your goon cave and write hate comments under family photos. Oh my god, can you believe what your grandpa would say if he saw what you're doing now? Jesus Christ, man, the irony is staggering.
And now, a cute little palate cleanser.
I am not like other girls. I am an actual worm. Yay! Oh, look at that cute little worm. Would you still love me if I was a worm?
You know those tiny little pockets you have inside of your pockets of your jeans? That's where you would keep your girlfriend if she was a worm.
Well, laddies, lasses, and lassos, I do hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed having you here, you wonderful, beautiful beings, and I will see you again in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.